Hey Stampers, Gaynor again, and just a little quick one this is, which I'm going to attach to the next video so it'll run consecutive. You'll get my meaning in a minute. I was asked to make this lovely little book that was sent to me, because when I ask about projects, everyone says, I like to ask people to give me suggestions, so this is absolutely beautiful and was sent to me by a lovely lady called Sandra Fallon. So she's got beautiful beads, gorgeous notebook which can be replaced. The pen, you've all seen it, I've shown it a few times, got gorgeous ribbon detail and these pearls, beautiful tags. I got mine coming, but God knows when they're going to get here. And she's done a DSP pocket as well there. A little post-it notes holder, and then it all folds shut. It's gorgeous decoration, love this. And then it all stays together with this beautiful elastic and these beautiful beads. Absolutely gorgeous. So I have gone ahead and made it. There's two videos, but one's the quick and easy one and can be done in about an hour. This always stays on my desk, by the way. I love it. You know me and notebooks. So the first video the one you're gonna see today is the quick and easy one, and then if you would like me to post the longer and more sturdier, and well, it's not sturdy, it's lovely, it's actually quite cute, but I'll show you this one. This is the one we're gonna make today. Get together with the, but I've tacked my little thin elastic around and under the DSP, so you don't have to lose that little bit of elastic. So I'm a lovely little charm. But this is using those papers I bought last week from the range. And then you've got your little post-it note pocket. In mine, I didn't do the DSP little pocket with the tag in. I popped a little calendar in this one. And then I popped the pocket in there, which was on that one. Again, with the pen and the ribbon and the little notebook. It's cute. I didn't want the elastic to keep, you know, in case I lost it. So this is hence the reason I popped it under the DSP and tacked it down that way. But you can remove the notebook, just keep reusing. So this is the quick version. And I used tape for this one. I just grab my little beautiful tag. So that's the one we're going to make today. Let me just show you quickly that this one. Now this one, look at that, beautiful. Again, I've kept my elastic underneath. This one was put together with black cardstock. It's pinned down, all the, you know, like your wooden album, and it's a lot sturdier. Don't know what's happening there. Very sturdy. So you've got this side with the little post-it notes again. I did use the DSP on this one to create a DSP pocket. Another pocket here, and it seems a bit stiff there for some reason. Don't know what's going on. Oh, it folds beautifully. And then again, a little ribbon and this section as well, but this was using DSP from all the way across to here. I think that's probably why it's so stiff. But I am definitely going to put both videos up. I got a little bit of tape on the back just to keep that so it doesn't keep swinging and wobbling around. But I love this one. This is using my Stampera papers. And this is on the back, and this is down the spine, and I absolutely adore it. And it took about an hour for me to just go from the paper sizes, the cardboard sizes, but I'll add this one after you've seen this one. This was so quick to put together and so much easier, but I want to give you the options of the two, so you can decide whether you want to do the long that type with the album style, or you want to do it this way with the tape. And yeah, but I think this is a lot more sturdier with the card, the black cardstock wrapped all the way around like an album. But it's your choice, so I'll shut up now and we'll crack on with this video. So give me 2 seconds and we'll be back. Hey Stampers, Gaynor again, and I had a little request off a couple of ladies when I was asking about projects, and somebody said, why don't I make the notebook that was sent to me. This was sent by a lady called Sharon Fallon. Sorry, Sandra Fallon. I'll get right in a minute. She's got a lovely little tuck spot here and here, little post-it note box there. I know, and it just folds away lovely and nice and neat with this lovely little elastic. My elastic's not that thick, so I don't have thick elastic. That notebook always sits on my desk. I've never put it away because I just think it's so beautiful to look at. So I've gone and made my one. It's 1/4 of an inch taller, only because my chipboard's cut to 8.5. So I thought, well, oh, look at that, I just about squoze that on. Should have moved it back a bit. I've got a little charm there. I've just added some double-sided tape because it was swinging all over the place. I've added mine so it stays permanently on the book under the DSP. So there's my little notebook case, the little ribbon, the little box, and I use my Stampera papers. I haven't made any tags yet, so I might not. It depends how much time we've got. I want to make this one pretty quick because this took me 2.5 hours to make from start to finish. I've done a little bit of prep this time, but look at this beautiful little charm, and he's permanently on under the designer series paper. It might need a little bit more glue there, but I just think it's adorable, absolutely lovely, and I love the Christmas papers. So this one's going to be a gift for somebody. So I'm going to be using my card, and this one I added black cardstock, wrapped it all around, done all, you know, like an album. So this one I'm going to do the little cheat way, and we're going to add our tape this time. I'm going to tape that together just like we did the little ACT cards, but first of all I'm going to need tape on the long sides, so I'll show you how easy this is. So I'm coming to the end. I'm going to try not to go over if I can help it. I'll come back just a little fraction because we've already got wrapped around our corners and we don't want to create bulk again. So you can just, anything sticking over, just tuck it round the sides, and then we can use our board to smush this down, wrap them corners round, and if you get any little knobbly bits like that, just take a pair of scissors and snip it off. Just make sure they're wrapped round there. Perfect, because I wanted to do it on video time quicker than doing it on live time, where I add everything and it took ages. So I thought, no, let's do it a little bit shorter than normal. So it doesn't matter if you don't go all the way up, no one's going to see it. Just any bits, just tuck them round. And then you can use your bone folder to straighten those out. So use your bone folder, get rid of any little creases. Perfect. So we've got our outer pieces done now. Let me just make sure that's got no lumps and bumps in. I'm going to be using those black and white papers I bought from the range the other day as well to forgotten what I was going to say. to decorate the album. It's not an album. So this time you want this about an inch longer. So take your scissors, chop it off. Just going to use my bone folder to get any creases out. And then what we're going to do, we are going to grab our piece. They're all exactly the same size. And what you're going to do, you're going to hold those together. And you're going to just wrap them around. And then what you're going to do, you've got your perfect gap. And you're just going to pull them over and then swoosh them down. So pull that down and out, and then you can just stand that up. It's so easy. Right, now we're going to do that again on this side. Oops. Right, now you want to keep that because that is going on that side perfectly together. Right there now. Yeah, that's right. Perfectly together. And we're just going to lift and swoosh that over. Open your tape out. You need to pull it apart so you can keep your tape straight. And then just use your bone folder. Oops. There we go. It just swooshes all those out. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So we know our little is going to close. And what I'm going to do now, just to save on covering everything, I'm just going to go over my centre piece. I've covered both of those pieces because the chipboard you had 2 at 8.5 by 5 1/4 and 1 at 8.5 by 1 1/4. My tape is 2 inches, so it fit across there beautifully. So that's the outside. This is the in. Now for your pieces. I've got most of mine cut. So you're going to need another piece now that is 8.5 by 5 1/4, and we're going to score this to give us our inner flap. You're going to score this at 1/2 inch and 3/4 of an inch. We're going to be using the trimmer again shortly. So fold that over, give it a burnish. And fold that over and give that a burnish. Now this is that lovely little flap that sits here and gives us that inner piece. Oh, I got a pain in my chest. Up by my top shoulder. So I'm going to add tape, and I'm also going to add a bit of glue because I want to make sure this stays in. Once you've got your pieces cut, and if you're doing it with the tape method like this, it is so fast to come together. You could pop them out to a penny. So we're going to attach this right along here. So keep your little flap folded for now, and once that is attached on there, we can lift that up. So I'm going to grab my glue. I've already cut my DSP to size because I know the width and the length of my chipboard. This just gives the tape a little bit more strength, stops it from coming off. Because the heat, my house is really warm, so if the heat gets on there, right, so the glue as well gives you a little bit of wiggle space, right on the edge, and right down there. Perfect. Whoops, see, good job I lifted up quickly, lots of glue. So just give that, oops, a good burnish. It doesn't matter there, it's oozing out because we're going to be adding DSP shortly. I've put quite a lot of glue on there, haven't I? Just don't want it on these bits. So let me just get that off. And you're going to smush out as much air as possible. So now you can stand your little 1/4 inch piece up, and then just pull, and it's right along the edge. That will dry clear, don't worry about that. Perfect. So there's that inner flap now, so when it wraps around like that, it's going to stay there. So I'm going to grab some elastic, just enough to wrap around the book. I'm not going to tie it overly tight, but I want to tie it enough to keep it down. Oh, I've got a little charm to go on there as well. So it's a little moon and a star, and it doesn't matter which way around this goes. Leave that on that side. So I want it relatively towards this side. Oh my goodness, I'm all fingers and thumbs. Perfect. I'm going to tie it for the third time, just so I know it's not going to come undone. Perfect. Now snip them off. Pop that away. I'm going to grab some double-sided tape. I'm just going to keep that pinned down on this side. Pinned down. Oops. I want to stick that, does it? There we go. Perfect. So my little charm will just dangle there beautifully. So that won't fall off on my one. these are for other things. Whoops. So I've got a strip of designer series paper that I'm now going to attach down there, and this is 1 1/8 by 8 3/8. How cute. That's on. And these are going on the front of my book. These are going on the inside, and these are cut at 5 1/8 by 8 3/8, and you need 2 of those. So let me pop those in. So don't worry about this little bit of tape, or the bulge should I say, because your notepad's going to be there, so you won't notice it. And I know this is not going to go over my score line. So I'm just measuring it up with this one. You will have a little bit of bulk on here. Just give it a chance to get glued down. I'm just going to use a little bit of Cal as well, because this is like a flexible glue. I can take the mucky stuff off the end and off my finger. Just going to add a little bit in there just to help, because that tape is a little bit, oof, it needs a little bit of help. So I'm just pulling my charm out the way for a minute. Don't worry if it oozes out, it won't ooze out too much. And if it does, it just dries clear anyway. Gaynor's got mucky fingers. Oh, sticks to you like glue, literally, like glue. So keep that, just keep rubbing that until it is. It's because you've got your little elastic underneath. So until that grips. Perfect. Oozing out the side, but it does dry clear, so don't worry about that. So that's sticking down now. Now we can add this piece. So I'm going to do that around the edges, add my Cal in the centre, just so I don't waste all my art glitter glue. And then this piece is going to line up and go on that section. How sweet is this little paper? Normally I'm using my Stampin' Up papers or my Stampera papers, and I bought this design pack a couple of weeks back in the range. So that's the inside. We've got paper for there, but I'm just going to flip this over now, and I'm having this designer series paper on here and on here and down the centre here. Perfect. Whoops. And these 4 large pieces and the 2 small ones are all exactly the same size. So you've got them all by 8 3/8 and 5 1/8 because I know the size of my cardboard. So with this piece now, you're going to move your elastic out of the way because you don't want to glue it down both sides. So you can flick it round to the other side in a minute. I haven't glued that one yet, but let's get this on. Again, line it up at the bottom and at the top, making sure it matches. And give that a good burnish down. Perfect. And now when you come to close your little book, your little charm is on there. Oh, let's use the colour. Colour even. Perfect. Just saves me using so much art glitter glue. And it gives me a little bit of wiggle space in the centre. Isn't that cute? Cute papers. Absolutely marvellous. So that's the inside. This is where our notebook's going to go. This is where we're going to have one of those little tuck spots. This is where they're... And I'm using this DSP for on the inside there. And we're even going to make those little post-it note little boxes and the tuck flap and the little thing for and I've just, these are 8 3/8 by 4 1/4 because your flap is smaller. So if you want to push that down just while you rub it on, and then we're just going to add, and now I've got the opposite for the inside. Perfect. Line that up. Push down. That is wonderful. So look how quick that was put together. Right there now. Oh, what have I done wrong? No, I haven't. It's just the wrong way. So this is the back, this is the front, and this is that little flap over. And then when you come to keep your book closed, like so, you may have to put a little bit of extra glue down there. And just a little on there. Because it's elastic, it will pull a little bit. Maybe I should have got a better charm. Isn't that sweet? Absolutely adorable. Just make sure everything's put down. Love it. So we can open that now. I'm going to put the charm at the top. Just so, right. You're going to need a piece. That's for there. This piece is 6 by 7 and we're going to score 3 sides at 3/8 of an inch all round. Not 1/2 an inch, 3/8. Because I did it at 1/2 an inch on my little, instead of adjusting the paper. So 3/8 is big enough to give you some space to glue it down. Because your notepad is 5, that gives me 5 1/4. So I've got plenty of space to get my little notebook in. So nip off your corners. I know I normally just cut round, but for sake of that video, just give them a nice little burnish down. So I haven't gone quite off the corner there. That's better. That's giving me neater corners. That is going to get adhered into there. It's not going to stop that bold line whatsoever. But first of all, I'm just going to grab some ribbon and I'm also going to grab a notebook. So our notepad, just going to take the front cover off, and you're going to see this folds, it's got plenty of little space now, even for a bit of wiggle as well. So let's glue, whoops, our notebook in. If it'll let me pick it up. Plenty of space there to glue this down. Perfect. So, line this up. I'm not going all the way to the bottom. I like to see a little bit of that paper coming through. Your elastic is hidden under your DSP now. I did do the envelope punch board, but I've forgotten. So let's slide this in. And that goes in so easy, all the way down to the bottom of the notepad. Perfect. Oh, I've done it again, haven't I? I wonder if I can get it up quick. Yes, quick. Fold your ribbon. Scissors. Just snip it level. Make all this sticking. And then just add a bit more glue onto your ribbon, both sides. And just tuck that just under there. And that is for our little pen. Isn't that cute? Love it. Just drop some paper on the floor, which is a part of my DSP, with my elbow. So grab a pen. I've got a nice little, well, I've got a black one. Yay. And that will stay in there. And tuck under that section. Oh, sorry about that, the battery died just as I was putting that on. So, now we can thread our little notepad inside there. And it fits lovely. We've got a little bit of wiggle space. We've got our pen in. Now we're going to be doing some scoring on this. This is going to make our little post-it note box. So, open this out. You're going to score this at 3/8 of an inch and 7/8 of an inch on both sides. And then you're going to turn it to the long side and you're going to score this at 2 and 3/8, 5 and 3/8, and 5 and 7/8. This is your 2-inch end. What you want to do here is snip down the second score line to the second score line and remove. And do the same on this side. And then on this end, you want to do exactly the same. Remove those. That's it. I'm just removing the score lines. Not quite. There we go. There we go. So you want that shape. So with my 2 inches at the top, I'm just going to round my corners off. Oh, that didn't do very well. That's better. And now we can fold and burnish. And then these, I think, have I done? No, that's fine. And then what you're going to do is you're going to glue that to that edge and that one to that edge. I left the little tabs on one of them and tucked them inside, and I couldn't get my notepad in, so I don't suggest you do that. So just fold that over and add it along that edge. Just give that a few seconds to go off. And then, oh, should have done the other side at the same time. Just add the glue. You don't want to come all the way to the top, see, because your little flap there. Just want to make sure that stays on the end. And now your little post-it notes, they will slip right inside. And you've got a little bit of wiggle space with that as well. So, 2 magnets, 2 glue dots. You can use Velcro if you wanted to. Just put them back to back like that. Add the other glue dot on the other side. Squeeze and pinch. attach this on, remove the backing, and then you can add a few more of these little notes if you want. It's that thicker pad actually. That's the top. Whoops, oh, don't stick to me magnet now. Yeah, it's slightly thicker. Might even get a couple more in there. And then just fold that over and press that down. What's happening there? Why isn't that coming all the way across? That's better. I've done the first score line to I need to move that up a little bit. That's better. That's got it. Yay, that's better. So I just grab a little bit more tape to put over the top, just so they don't move. And I've got some tiny pieces of designer series paper, which are 1 7/8. Oh, they're slightly not big enough now because I've adjusted the measurements. Right, let me just get my tape measure. They are 3 1/4. So let's just grab some more quickly. I have got some offcuts here, so don't worry about those. And let me just grab my little trimmer. So we want them 3 1/8 by 1 7/8. Is that one the same? Nope. 3 1/8 by 1 7/8. That's for my lid, and this section is 2 inches as well, so that's the same size. So you want 3 1/8 by 1 7/8. Perfect. So this is going to go on the front here. How cute is that? And I'm just going to round the, because it's non-directional, it doesn't matter. Just going to round those off. And one is for the inside, the other one's for the outside. Perfect. Why isn't that? I should have creased that a little bit more, I think. That needs to be creased a bit further down, but it will stay over. Once I've creased it. And now that is for our lid. Poking in the sides there. Oh, I need to trim that off. Oh, that's alright. Just get that to adhere down. So now we're going to just pop that inside here. I don't know why those little sides are. I never rounded the corners, that's why. But if something is sticking out and you don't like it, chop it off. It's nice, they're perfect. Excuse me. I think what it is, I haven't pulled them in tight enough to that top bit when I glued these little bottom bits down. But you can adjust your box. If you wanted a nice snug fit, I would have scored them at 1/2 inch and 1 inch both sides on the short side. Then on the long side, score it at 2, 2.5, 5.5 and 6. And then just keep that little book there. You can add lace, trimmings and all that lot. I'm just showing you for video purposes. And then in here we have got a piece that is 5 by 6, and we're going to score this a 1/2 inch on 2 sides. Whoops. Rushing. My video premiere is about to start, so I'm going to go in a minute as soon as I've done this bit. I'm just going to fold and burnish. I like to film late into the evening, so I've got a little bit of an overhang. That's good. That's better. It's neatened up my edges. There we go, and then we can. Good job that hasn't glued down. I folded it the wrong way. I want to do it that way. That's better. Because I want it down this end. So I need to chop off about there. I'm going to move the pen then. But I also want to come in 1 inch and mark. That pencil for some reason just isn't wanting to, there it is. And then come up 1 inch. Right, I'll have to measure up in a minute, so let me chop that bit off. Just mark that 1 inch up, and then we're just going to simply cut from that score at 1 inch to that 1 inch. Perfect. Whoops, I'm dropping everything. And then we can glue this in. Keeping that right along that edge. I think it looks nice just with the black. You don't have to have pattern paper, but I have cut some. Just break it. Just rid of your marks if you've got any there. Oh, I thought, yes, here it is. Oh my goodness. No more fingers and thumbs. Right. I've even got a piece should be perfect just to go under the notebook there. Yes, that is 6 3/8 by 4 7/8. Isn't that pretty? So I'm laying that as if the oh, it's the black on there as well as the black on there. So there's our notebook cover. And I'm going to do the same on this one. I'm just going to mark it a little bit smaller. There it is. And while I'm here, that's perfect, lovely, I'm just going to mark there and there, and I'm going to slice that up as well. Can't see. It's like the light's gone dim in here. Now that should be perfect. Oh yeah, look at that, girls. I've done it. So there's our notebook. I'm not going to do a little tuck spot on the inside of this one. I'm just going to leave this one as it is. I've got more lettering. I've only got the copper coloured ones. I would have preferred. So we've got our little tuck spot, and then this folds over. Our little pen is in there under its flap. Our notebook's there. Our little post-it notes are there. Our little elastics on, and our little charms there. How sweet is that? Oh my goodness, start to finish. Little note, hard-backed. The hardback notebook. I've lost that. There you go. I've lost my scissors tops. I'd love a thumbs up and a share if you enjoyed the project. And would you make one? You want to come back and get all your measurements and come and make it with me, so you can rewind and do it all over again. Perfect. I've got these little letters, but I don't want to put gold on top of black. I would prefer silver, so I will get myself some silver ones, and then I will put the words notebook. I may even add a little frame, some lace. I'll have to see what I've got at a later stage. But I am running a little bit late tonight. I'd love a thumbs up and a share. That'd be amazing. So there's the one I made earlier. This is the one we've just done together. I hope you like it. I hope you give them a go. They're so much fun. Till next time. Bye.